Hi there, welcome to this channel. My name is Freeman. I'm a content creator, a programmer, a tutor, and even a web designer, of course. And then in this channel, it is all about tech tutorials and programming lessons, right? I just want to say thank you so much for coming back. And if this is your first time coming in here, I just hope that you stay. I just hope that you enjoy each and every content that is in here. We've got a lot of content. I also hope that you continue commenting and maybe saying your suggestions in your comments, right? I also want to say please continue supporting this channel by subscribing, liking, and sharing the content to your maybe to your friends, in your social media. Also, otherwise, let us get into today's business. So today I want us to talk about. In fact, we're not talking about anything today. We are just building logic because I want us to create fully functional software, right? We are not going to be focusing on one specific maybe construct of programming or maybe topic of programming, but we are going to take things maybe collectively so that I can be able to share with you that how do we create software. We are going to be coding, learning, and even if we need maybe to read a book or even if we need to go to Google, we are going to be doing it. I just want to give you the logic. How do you create the logic? How do we go about creating a software like from start to finish, right? Because most of new programmers you find will see they know how to program, they know how to do things topic by topic, maybe variables, maybe we say array list, maybe a linked list, maybe whatever construct you know everything about it. But when it comes to connecting those things together to come up with a simple software or a functional software, it becomes a problem. So this is what we are going to be doing today. We are going to be doing that. We're going to be using collectively using our knowledge or our information that we have, and then coming up with a software. So the software that we are going to be using, we are going to be creating basically is as I said, it's a simple software. We're going to be creating a contact save application, right? We want to save details of our customers. I've noticed that as programmers or as content creators, we need contacts like maybe numbers, like your number seven, maybe you say six, maybe 29 or 5 maybe 16, right? We also maybe need email addresses, right? Something like that. Okay, this is my SQL, that's why I'm getting errors. We also need what email addresses for our clients, right? Maybe if it's mail.gmail.com, something like this, and then maybe we can be able to save the name of that client, right? Maybe then his name is a name like this. So what we need to do with this information, what I want us to do, I want us to be able to create a software that's going to have this collectively, the name, the what do you call this one, the email address, and then the phone number, right? So that we can be able to save that information in that software, right? So maybe before we waste any time, let us create a database in here. We are going to start with the database part because I said we are going to be collectively using our skills so to create the software. So we are going to start with the database part and then proceed to the coding part. I'm going to be using IntelliJ in here. As you can see, I have IntelliJ in here. So I'm going to be using IntelliJ for my coding part, but then with the database part, I'm going to be using Microsoft. I mean, not Microsoft. I'm going to be using MySQL, right? So we are going to be using MySQL as our RDBMS or Relational Database Management tool. You can remember our previous tutorial we were talking about MySQL. We were talking about databases. We introduced databases. So today we are going to be using those databases, applying those skills that we learned earlier on, so that we can be able to understand what is happening with MySQL and the databases. So we said to create a database. Okay, this is my main let me see my main page in the MySQL database, right? As you can see, now I have selected no database. No database is selected. I can show my databases if maybe you want to see them. Show databases like this. Just by this command, we are going to see the databases. So what we are going to do, we are going to create a database there, and then we are going to call it, maybe let us call it I want to call it customer details. No, because I have customer details. Let me just say contact saver application. Contact saver, and then application. How do you write? Oh, no. We say create or replace scheme or the schema, something like this. Then we call it contact saver application, something like this. And then when we press enter, it is going to say query okay, 1 row is affected. I said when we have this, when we receive this feedback, it means that what we were doing has been successful, or it has been admitted by MySQL. So now we can see, we can check if our database was created by typing this command: use contact saver application, something like this application. And then when we say it is going to say database change. As you can see, now we have contact saver application, and previously we didn't have it, we had none, but now we have contact saver application. It means that now we have this database selected, so we can be able to create tables inside this database. So what we are going to do now, we are going to start by creating the user table, because we need to have a user for our system, and that user must be able to log in so that we can avoid maybe intruders, right, to come in and check our clients list. Because what we are going to be doing in our software, we are going to be saving our clients details. We are going to take in name, maybe phone number and email address for our clients, so that we can be able to use them. Because as content creators, as I said before, we usually need those details. Maybe we need to contact people, we need to send emails, maybe you are a blogger, maybe you are a YouTuber, or whoever you are. But if you are a content creator, you know that you really need details of people, right? So we want to save them in here. We want to create a short program that is going to save them, right? Okay. So we need to be able to log in first in our system. So let us have a table that is going to be maybe user. We are just going to call it user like this. So I'm just going to say create table user. I like calling it a plural, because we know that we are going to be we can have multiple users in our table. So that is why I'm calling it plural. So what are the details we need for a user? We just need an ID name, a username, and maybe a password. Maybe I can also offer my own email. But what for? No, I don't want to offer my own email. I'm just going to be taking my ID, my user ID, my username, and then my email. So what I'm going to say here, I'm just going to say user ID, something like this, user ID, and then int maybe not null, and then I'm going to make it auto increment, because I don't need to type in the user ID. Should I make it auto increment? What exactly do we have to make? But then we need to know if we have this user ID, we need to know the user ID, because the user ID will work, will operate as an employee ID in a company, in a management system. So we need to know it. So we don't have to make it auto increment, but otherwise, but instead we are going to put it in ourselves. We are going to type it in when the program runs, so we don't have to make it auto increment. What we can do is just make it primary key, something like this, and then we are going to take in the username or the name of that user, because we have taken the user ID and we are going to make it a unique identifier. So we don't need the username now. What do we need now? Now we need the name of the user, the name. Then I'm going to divide variable character, and then I'm going to take 100 these characters, and then it shouldn't be null either. It shouldn't be null. Maybe default we are going to say no name provided, something like this, and then comma at the end. Okay, so now we also need to take a password. Yes, we need a password, so let us just say password, and then it is going to be a variable character as well, and then it is going to take other characters. It should not be null either, and then we don't have to put in default in here. But then you know that sometimes we have to, okay, when we do hash passwords, I think we can have more than hashed characters. I think I'm thinking of that, but then for now let's just leave it like this. Otherwise, what else do we need to take in here? I think for now let us just take these details. So I'm just going to close my table and then run it. When I run it, it is going to say query okay. So now I can insert a user in my system. So to insert excuse me, to insert a user into this table that I've just created, I'm just going to say insert into, how to write into, then users, and then I'm just going to say values, and then the values that I'm going to type in, we say we need a user ID. The user ID, why did we make it an integer? Because we need a user ID that is going to take in both values here. Yeah, we need to edit this, because we need a user ID that's going to take in string and integer types. But now for now, let me just give it this ID, and then I'm just going to take in my name, which is Freeman, like this, and then I'm just going to take in, what else do I need to take in? The password. Then the password, because now it is I'm not hashing it, so I'm just going to type in a creating password like this, and then I'm just going to close. And then when I run now, the data is it has been inserted into the table. I can see, I can check it like this: select star from users, something like this, and then I'm going to see the details that I've just typed in, that in this table I have these details. I think you understand that. You remember that we did it in our previous class or with MySQL in the screen. So now we have a user in our table. What else do we need? We need a table, another table, basically another table that is going to take in the details of the customers now, right? Because now we have the user, meaning that this user acts like the admin in this software. So now we need another table that is going to take in the details of that customer, right? So the table that is going to be, we can just call it a customer. Yeah, let us just call it a customer. So I'm just going to say create table, and then customers or clients, right? And then when I say customer, and then this table is going to take from the customer or from the client, we need to take their name, their email address, their phone number. Yes, we are going to, okay, because we can have a multiple customers, like a number of customers, many customers. So what we need to consider in here, we need a way to identify, uniquely identify each customer in here, because when we have like let me say we have 2 Johns, and then when we have 2 Johns, we need to make sure that we are going to be able to retrieve the phone number for John number 1, right, or the phone number for John number 2. I think you understand it. So for us to be able to do that, we need to have a username this time, and we can make the names, or maybe we can take two names from each and every customer. We're meaning that we can take in a first name and a second name, so that we can be sure that if this customer, when we type this customer, we're going to type in his first name, his second name, and then his last name. The last name being the surname, right? So what happens is when we type in this first name, if we have 2 Johns, we're going to have John Felix and then John Alexander. Then we know that we were looking for John Felix, right? So we need to make use of double names, I think. I think that's clear. So what are you going to do? The first name is going to be a variable character, and then the second name is going to be that is it is going to take in. Okay, let us make it a variable character, but then we need to take fixed values, maybe 3 characters, or so. Yeah, 3 characters. Okay, so let us check in the name. This name we're just going to call it variable character, and then taking 100 values in here, and then it should be. Is this the primary key? No, it should not be a primary key. Okay, I don't think we need a primary key in here, so it should not be null. Just make it not null, and then what else do we need? A second name, name, and then this one should also be a variable character, but this variable character will only take in, let us take 3 values for now. Let us take in 3 values, because we need to make sure that the second name, at least we take 3 values. We could be taking it, we could make it maybe a character, but then I'm thinking of a situation whereby maybe we have John F, maybe 2 John F's, John F, maybe Johnson, something like that. So, but then we cannot have maybe John FAR, maybe 3 John FARs or 2 John FARs. We cannot have that. So that is why I'm giving it three values. This one should also be not null, right? Then we needed the email. It should be a variable character, and then maybe let us take in 100. We cannot have a email more than 100. It should also not be null, I think. Yes. Then we needed to take in phone number. Phone number should be an integer, and then it should not be null either, not be null, something like this. And then we can just, what is happening now? We have a what is the mistake I've done? Maybe it's the variable character. What did I do with the variable character? I said the variable character this one, internet now. Phone number, no. Creative customers. I'm getting lost. Maybe it's the problem with the variable character. I'm just going to take 10 values now. Yeah, I'm going to take 10 values now. First name, not now. Okay, now we have the option or the opportunity to. Oh, this is the email address. It should not be null, and then phone number. The phone number. Just okay. And then let us take the second name. I'm just going to say second name. Let us make it maybe this. Want to make it like this, but then let us just set now. Oh, what am I missing in here? It must be a spelling mistake. Create table customers. First name virtual, not null. Email virtual, not null. Phone number int, not null. Let us see where the problem is. Let us just do this. It is going to say here int. Oh, the problem should be here. Oh, my apologies. The problem is I'm having space in here, so that's high. So we need to say create table customers, and then this one, and then this one, and then this one, and then here we don't have space in here. Yeah, we don't have a space in here. And then we also need to press enter, and then we have a second name, something like this. Second name, maybe that's what I wanted to make it a variable character of 3 of 3 values, like something like this, and then make it not none. And then I'm just going to, yes, now we've been able to create a table. My mistake was that I did space in here, but then now we can just say check the table by describing it. Describe maybe customers. How do you write customers? Customers. And then you can see that we have first name, email, and phone number with the others details. So the first customer, we can just put in the first customer. I'm going to play to be the first customer so that we can have the data inside our table. So for us to play, but then we need to change these values. We need to take these values, alter this table, take these values, and then put it maybe in somewhere in here. But then we are going to do it later. So now we just use the alter command, alter this, and then take this value and then put this after first name. We are going to do it later. But then if you want to do it, you can just use this command so that you can be learning on your own. Just say help contents. You are going to see a list of the things that you can do maybe with your SQL commands in here. They are going to be displayed in here, so you're going to be able to use it. You can just say maybe, what do we say, help alter, something like this. You're going to say alter database, alter event, alter function, alter sequence, alter view, alter user, even alter anything. So that is how we use the alter command. That is how the alter command is for altering things, the alter tables, alter database with alterations. It is used for alterations. So now we have a database that is 2 tables. You can just say show tables. Remember that we are still in this very same database, this one. So that is why I'm typing this command, show tables, and then we are going to see that we have the customer table and the users table. If you want to see that are you still in this very same database, you're going to use this command, select data, something like this. We're going to use this very same command, and then we are going to going to receive this feedback. So in the very same database that you are currently in. I think you understand that one. So we said we want to insert at least one customer. So I'm going to play that customer. So I was just going to say insert into customers, and then values, and then what do we take in customers? We take in the first name and the okay. I've just forgotten. But what you can do, just going to say, excuse me, I forgot that this is something. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to say describe customers, and then after describing customers, what I need to say now, insert into customers, and then values, and then we have the first name. The first name should be like Freeman, and then email should be like CEO@gmail, and the CEO. So I'm just going to say CEO@gmail.com, and then phone number. The phone number is going to be 76, maybe something like this. And then what else do we need? The second name. The second name is going to be let me just say my second name is BHRK something like this. And then I'm just going to run this command. As you can see, it has been successfully accepted. So we can check it by issuing this command, select star from, and then customers, and then we're going to see the details that I've just typed in. I think now you understand. So basically what we are going to be doing in this program, we are going to be saving our our potential customers details like this, meaning that if you have 100 potential customers, you are going to have their emails in here and their phone numbers in here, so that you can be able to contact them, to send them adverts, or to send them whatever you want to send to them in the future. So but then we can, as you can see, for us to do this, it is more time consuming. So what do we need instead of this one? We need what we call in HUI. Then this is where this IntelliJ takes place, right? So this is where we now create our GUI program, right? The program that is going to help us insert this data in here for many customers. I think now you understand. If we will need maybe other tables in here, we are going to come back in here. But then for now, because we are just creating a short program, I think this table it can be good for starters. Remember that I said we are going to be doing everything, trying to collect everything, so that we see how do we go about running and creating a software, right? So let us now go into this and then create a new Java program. Maybe I didn't say it. We are going to be using Java for the programming language. I think now we'll try to be lost what language we're using. I'm going to be using Java, so here I'm not going to be choosing any template. Then you said it's a contact save application. Let's just call it contact say something like this, save application. It's a pure Java project, so there is no need for settings and stuff, because we are just creating a simple pure Java project. But then it will be a GUI application, so we are going to be choosing GUI forms and classes. I think that's clear. Let us give it maybe 2 minutes to load the application. While it is loading, we can wait, maybe try to refresh here this side. We said we have 2 tables, right? We have the users and the customers. We said the users is the user of the system, and then the customers are the details that we need to be storing inside this system. I think that's clear. And we have in each of these tables we have inserted at least one record. This is what we call a record in databases. We have a table. A table is this one from here. Call this one a table. This is a table, and then each individual record, this one we call it a record, this one. And then these are fields, we call them fields. If you have used a Microsoft Access, these are what we call fields in here. These are columns. These columns, we call them fields, meaning that these columns they become here. Okay, these fields, they become columns in here, and then the rows, they become records in here. I think you understand, because the rows can have they can be multiple rows. I think you understand. So this is what makes up in a table. So let us check back in our program if it has been created, and it has been created, I assume. So now this is the project structure. I think you understand. We have contact save application in here. We need to create a GUI form, right? So I'm just going to right click in here, and then do I need packages? I think I do need packages in here, because I am going to be using databases. Because for us to connect this application that we are going to be creating in here with our database, we will need to create some classes. So I'm going to create packages in here. So let me create a package, Java package. I'm just going to call it databases. and then another package. This package I'm going to call it classes, and then classes, something like this. And then maybe if you are going to use another group or collection of other classes, you can create a relevant package for those. But then for now, let us just stay in here. Even you can even create a package for forms if you want to differentiate your forms from your classes. But I'm going to be grouping them together. So now we are going to create a new form. And then in here, to create a new form in IntelliJ, we're going to say swing UI designer and GUI form. I'm just going to give this form maybe. For now, let us create a login form because we have this. We want to make sure that a user, before a user gets into the system, he has to log in first, right? To prevent the intrusion to our system. So let us create a login form. I'm just going to call it login. We can call it login form or login, something like that. And then let us create a bound class. We are going to have we need a bound class. So now we are going to have two objects in here. We are going to have the form and then the class, the bounding class. The class is the controller of the form. I think you will understand that one. So let us give it a second, and then it is going to create. Yes, it has got the class in here. The class is in here, and then it has got the form in here. So what we need in this form, what we need maybe let's just create let us put in a panel. Do we already have a panel in here? I think we do have a panel. This one, this is the container panel, but then you can just have another panel because we want to style our design. So let's put in a panel in here, and this panel is going to be on top in here. What is happening? I wanted to, oh, maybe just playing games. I can't. Oh, okay, I think the problem is this these ones. Okay, and these ones, this. And now the panel is full screen, but then do we need it to be full screen? Yes, let us make it full screen. So let us just add a label on top there, and then the label should be centralized. I think it should be centralized in here, right? Yeah, it should be centralized in here. And then we are going to type in here maybe login form, something like that. And then we have this. You can change your font family and font size somewhere in here. I think, yeah, somewhere in here you can find in change font family and font size. Otherwise, we are not interested in it very much, but we are interested in these ones that we are going to be inserting now. This yes, I want us to put in a text field. I'm trying to insert a text field, but then the spacer. Okay, now I have the text field in here. I also want to have a password field. Do we need labels to identify those? Maybe let us just use labels to identify those. Yes, like this side, and then we are going to say in here, we are going to be logging in with the username and the password. Username and the password. User ID. Yeah, we are going to be using user ID. I remember user ID and the password. So we are going to be taking in user ID. We can always verify this side. Describe users. This is users, not users, something like this. We have user ID and password. Okay, so we need the user ID and the password. password. So let me just take in another field in here, which is the password field, and then now we also need a label in here. We can always copy this, but then the problem is that, yes, this one, no, this one is, what am I doing in here? I need this to be here, and then yes, and then this to be here. Okay, now it is aligned correctly. So we are going to type in password in here, password, and then okay. These are the details we are going to be taking. We are going to be taking the user ID, the password, and what, yeah, we're going to log in using this. But I failed to align this. Why did I fail? I think this is not aligning very well, but then let us continue. Maybe it is going to align as we continue. Now we need what you call a button for login. So we need to take in a button in here. Just put a button in here. Not like this. I wanted to go. I wanted to take this part only, because I don't want it to. Yes. Okay. Now at least, yeah. Okay. Now we have this button. So for us to make sure that this code communicates with these details in here, we need to go to the controller class now. So, but before we go to the controller class, we need to have these, to give these names. So the names of these are going to be found in here. Field name, txt field one. I'm just going to call them txt ID, something like this. Txt ID. This one is going to be txt ID because we are going to be using it in the controller class, right? And then this one is going to be txt password because we need to be using it in the controller class as well. Txt password. We also needed to name the button because we're also going to use it in the control class. So we're going to say txt login. Yeah, we can change even the text in here to be login. The text is here. Let us just type in login, something like that. So now we have login here. We have this one, txt password, right? You can see in here even their names have been changed in here. So now we need to go to the controller class to call these ones, right? As you can see, now we have these details in here. So but now we need to connect to the database first, so that we can be able to use the database in here in our controller class, right? So let us create a database class, a DB connector class. I'm just going to create a new class in here, and then I'm just going to call it DB connect for database connection. DB connect, something like this. In this class, what I'm going to do, I'm going to need what do I need? I need the database, or maybe the server. I'm just going to say private, maybe string server. The server is going to, do we have to initialize it? Let us initialize it as localhost because we are going to be using a localhost, and then private string database name, right? Maybe db name, and then I'm going to have it like, you can always verify. We need to verify in here. What is a DB name? Select, okay, contact server application. Okay, it should be contact save application, contact, maybe save application. And then what else do we need? We need the username, private, maybe string username, the username that I'm using when I'm connecting to my SQL database. So let us use the root for now. We also need the password that I'm using when I'm connecting to my SQL database. I think we understand that password. And then we're just going to leave it empty because for the root I have an empty password. So what do we need now? We need to create a connection. Now we need to create a connection with this class. But before we create a connection, let us create a constructor. I'm just going to make it public. Maybe this constructor is going to be connect like this. So in this constructor, do we have to initialize things in here? Do we have to initialize things, or we can how do we insert code in here? I want us to insert code in IntelliJ. How do we insert code? Or factor encapsulate fields. Don't we have insert code or any shortcut? Forgot it, I think. Okay, yeah, setters and getters. Okay, accessibility, encapsulate fields. Yeah. So now we have this, right? Okay. So now I want to set these values to these ones, right? I think do we need to these values? No, let us set them in here. We're just going to say this to set set server, and then server, something like this. But then we already initialized, yeah, just set server, and then we also have to set the database DB names. We want to set the DB name as a DB name. We also need to set this to set username as username. Now we also need to set the password. This to set password as password, something like this, right? And then I think we are cool with this. Now we need to, what else do we need to do? We need to create the connection now. Can even close this one. We need to create a connection now. So the connection should be of a connection type. So we're just going to say maybe public. We are going to make it public, the connection. Yeah, because we need to use it in other classes. Public connection. Maybe get connection, something like this. Get connection. As you can see, we're having errors, and we need to introduce this connection from MySQL, from Java SQL, right? And then we have an 18 here. So, excuse me. Now we need to have a variable of connection in here. Yeah, we need a variable of connection. So I'm just going to make it private connection. I'm just going to call it con, maybe just initialize it as none. And then in here I'm just going to say class dot for name, and then in here what do we need? We need com dot mysql dot the new driver is cj dot jdbc dot driver. I think this is something like this. And then we need to introduce to take care of the exceptions in here. So I'm just going to surround it with a try cache for simplicity, right? So we need to surround it with a try cache. Otherwise, let us just now we need to create the connection. We using this variable, the connection variable here, this one call. As you can see, we have errors in here. The error is here is because we still haven't returned this connection. We're going to return this connection just now. So I'm just going to use this connection variable to create a connection. I'm just going to call it driver manager. Manager dot then we are going to get connection. And then the connection we need in here, what do we need inside in here? What is IntelliJ doing? Oh, okay. IntelliJ is not giving me hints. But then I think we need this. We need JDBC. Is it MySQL.com JDBC? But we can always verify. As I said, we can always verify. I have this this notepad in here. I'm just going to say this. I'm just going to take this, right? Because we have our server on this side, we just take this one. Yeah, take this, and then let us go to this, and then just paste it in here. Yes, let us paste it in here, and then now we can just add this dot get server, and then after getting the server, what do we need? We need the user. I think we need the user. We can verify if we want to. Yes, we need the user here, as you can see. Get DB name. No, we need the database, and then we need the user, meaning that the server is going to add, and then the user, all this stuff. I think you understand this one. So let us just add the DB name now. The DB name is going to be, we need to add the DB name, but before we add the DB name, we need to put in this forward slash in here, and then plus this dot get DB name, something like this. And then after getting in the DB name, which is playing games with me. Okay, anyways, after getting in the DB name, and then we need to take care of this repeat and SSL something. This one. What am I doing? This plus this auto connect true, use SSL false. This one makes sure that we don't have problems when we are logging in. It's auto connect. I'm just going to copy it. What am I doing? This one. What am I doing? I'm being fast. Okay, I'm just going to copy it and then come to this side and plus, and then after plusing, and then I'm just going to paste this in here, and then after pasting this, and then now I can just say comma, then this dot get username, and then comma this dot get password, I think, something like this, and then maybe terminate. Now we have this I think it should be okay. Let us introduce this. What is the problem here? We need to add a catch. yeah, we need to add a cache, otherwise we need to return the connection now. Connection, return it, return connection. This. Okay, now I think if this all goes well, we need to have this connection here. So for us to see if this connection is working, we need to call this class and then try to run. So let's just do this. Connected. This is to test, otherwise let us go to we need a runner class. Yes, we will need a runner class because I do not want to, we can use this one. Okay, let us use this one because now we need to test the connection. We can just say psvm vm, what is happening here, and then call the database db connect, and then okay, let us initialize it because we have a constructor that side. So let's initialize it. Connect as a new db connect. Yeah, because we have a constructor. And then what you can say, you can just say connect dot get connection, something like this. Yeah, because let me just verify if this is going to work. This is a connection, it is going to return connection, it is going to print this. Yeah, it is going to work. We can run this class, I think. Yeah, we can run this class. For us to run this class, we are going to go to run, Alt Shift F10. Yes, we're going to run it like that. Alt Shift F10. We are going to give it like I think you are following along, guys. Now we are trying to test the connection because we are going to be using this. Oh, I made a mistake. It is not going to run because we need to introduce a connector in here. But then let us see it. We need a connector class, but let us see the error. I think we are going to have an error. We need this connector class. We need to have a MySQL connector class, but it's a compiled program. Excuse me. It is a compiled program, which is we call it MySQL connector. Yeah, it's a jar file. It is called the MySQL connector. But then I think my IntelliJ is taking time in here. But let us give it some time because it is still its first time running. We need to have an error if everything goes well now. Yeah, we need to have this error. The driver, yes, the driver, this one, class not found. The driver. I need to introduce this driver. So to introduce this driver, I'm just going to right click in here. What can project structure? Where is project structure? Let us just go to file, project structure, and then in here we need to edit as a modular library. Let me edit as a library, and I'm going to edit in here Java library, and then I'm going to look for MySQL connector. Where do I have MySQL connector in here? Where do I have MySQL connector? Genemotion. Yes. Okay. Where are my downloads? Okay, and here, this one. Unfortunately, this is a zipped one. I don't think it is going to work. We need a this one. and this is the jar file that we want, right? And then we adding it. It says library connector will be added to the selected modules, yes, and then we need to apply, and then it is going to be added in there, and then we are going to say okay. Then now it is going to index. After indexing, then we are going to try to run it again. So let us wait it so that it indexes, and then now we can run it just by clicking this run button. So now we are going to see what happens. I think you are following along, guys. Even if you are using a different IDE, even if you are using Eclipse, even if you are using NetBeans, the logic is pretty much the same. It's just that it's pretty much similar. Just that maybe you can find that you are going to use Google or to search on Google how to do what I'm doing in here in JJ in your own IDE. If you're using NetBeans, you can search from Google how to introduce the MySQL connector in your own NetBeans. As you can see, now we have been connected into the database. That this means that we are now, from this program in here that we are creating in here, we are now able to reach here. Right now we are now able to reach this part from here. This is what this means. So now we can start doing our logic or our code program. In fact, this was not necessary by this time. We now need to create logic. But then I think I have this video too long. I think let us just cut this video in here. I'm going to give you part 2 of this video because now it has been too long. We are here. Otherwise, please continue supporting by subscribing, liking the channel, and sharing our content to your friends so that they can be able to learn with us. I think we are going to continue in part 2 where we are going to be using this controller class. This is the controller class communicating with the view or the model or the view class. Yes, because what is happening now, we are going to have this one as a model, this one is a view, and this one is a control. I think you understand that one. So we wanted to make sure that this one communicates with this and then gives us a platform to be able to use these details, the details that we have in here, to log in into our system so that we can be able to start putting in data for our customers. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching this channel again. Please continue supporting.